What's up, you guys? In today's video we're doing something a little different, a long-term versus video, the TLD A3 versus the TLD A2. Now if you're looking for more detailed specs on either one of these helmets, you can look at my previous video where I covered those both. And there's nobody you can trust more for a helmet review than a bald guy when it comes to the three main features: comfort, yes, I'm going to be able to feel that; breathability, absolutely, I'm gonna be able to feel exactly how those air vents are working; and protection, I got no extra padding up here, so that's of the utmost importance to me. Without further ado, we're gonna get out on the trail. I got my bar mounted GoPro right here, and I'm gonna be taking one final ride on the TLD A3 that I owned for about 6 months, and the TLD A2 that I had for about 6 months before that. And I'll talk you guys through the comfort, the breathability, the protection. We'll also cover the price point, a little bit on how these things look. And if you guys got any other questions, just leave a comment below. I'll see you guys at the end of this video. All right, climbed a little ways up the mountain. We made it to this short little segment. I'm gonna be climbing up and then descending back down, testing these two helmets out. Now this is long-term, so I already kind of know what I'm gonna talk about. I just wanted to get final refreshed feeling on this helmet to give you guys the most honest, straightforward opinion and review of these helmets, starting with the TLD A3. Now, comfort. Immediately as you put this thing on, it is just comfortable. It's got the retention strap that's been updated from the A2, so it's got micro adjustments, about twice as many clicks as a TLD A2. And when you put that on, you can get it cinched down just right. Boom, there it goes. Let me try a little half click more. Boom, there we go, good to go. It's also got the fidlock buckle, which is just super convenient and just more comfortable to put on and take back off the helmet. It's also got this sweat band right here, this built-in sweat band, which for bald guys like me or anybody who sweats a lot is key. Let's go ahead and start the climb up the mountain here. Dropper post coming up. I'll get this camera tilted back so you guys can see me. And as we're climbing right here, I'll talk a little bit about the differences when you're climbing that you're going to feel between these two helmets. Now the TLD A3, super comfortable, super padded interior. You're definitely going to feel the difference there in the comfort, and it's got that deeper coverage. However, with that extra padding and the deeper coverage of the A3, it adds more heat retention, which, depending on where you live, could be an issue. If you're riding in some super hot climates, that could actually make the TLD A2 slightly more comfortable and make you sweat just a little bit less. Now I know I'm going into a shaded spot right here, so we'll just continue this climb on up. Hope you guys are enjoying what you're seeing so far. If so, remember to leave me a comment, let me know how I'm doing, and smash that like button. We'll get up to the top. I'll go ahead and switch over to the A2, talk to you about that while I'm climbing, and then we'll head downhill on some short descents. Keep this video short, sweet, and to the point. Woo! Let's get the TLD A2 on. And immediately as you put it on, you can just feel the lack of protection when compared to the TLD A3. It doesn't have as deep of coverage around the side and onto the back, and that retention buckle, it just doesn't have quite as much adjustability as a TLD A3. Also, this MIPS liner right here, with the lack of padding that there is around the backside, so you can see all that yellow plastic. On the TLD A2, that's all, I'm sorry, on the TLD A3, that's all padding, so you don't notice the discomfort. Also, I feel like the shape of the A3, I'm not sure if it's just the deeper coverage, but it feels like it's just shaped a bit better to fit your head. You got the TLD A2 buckle, just your standard buckle right there. Nothing fancy, no fid lock, which could be fine for some of you guys. Let's go ahead and get this climb started. Ooh, let me get into the right gear there. Downshift, downshift. All right, now, like I spoke about just a minute ago when I was wearing the A3, try and tilt this up so you guys can see me a little bit better. Like I spoke about just a minute ago when I was wearing the A3, you can feel the breathability on this helmet immediately as you start pedaling. Even at this super slow speed, like right there, a little breeze came through, you can just feel it. The side of your helmet, it doesn't go down as deep, so you're getting a lot more airflow along your temples and around your ears, and just you can feel the extra airflow through the top of the helmet. And that could partially be because the vents are a little different on this compared to the A3, and it could also be because there's less padding on this A2 versus the A3, which allows that air to flow in over the top of your head a little bit better. But we're gonna finish out this climb right here, and then we'll talk about the descents. Drop the post coming down. All right, I climbed up that section, I don't know how many times, to really make sure that everything I was talking about was just my honest, straight from the heart opinion about how this helmet feels, the comfort and the breathability on the way up. There is definitely a slight edge of performance when it came to breathability on the A2. However, the comfort on the climb up really gets stole by the A3 unless you live in those super hot climates. But now we're going to talk about descending, and on the way down we're really going to be able to feel the ventilation through those air vents. And we'll also talk once again a little bit about the protection right now. If you were to crash on the way down and you're falling, hitting your head on the side right here, I'm going to switch to a shot of the A3 versus the A2, and you're going to be able to see how much more protection this helmet is going to give you. But let's go ahead and get the descents down started. I was going to film the audio on the way down, me talking to you as I descend, but with this bar mount it's just a little bit too loud, so I'll probably just clip to some music on these descents, and then we'll talk about it at the bottom of the hill. Let's go. Just finished the downhill run on these, and the overall airflow comparison, the A3 versus the A2, I was actually surprised. You look at the vents and you would just think that the vents on the A2 would allow a ton more air through than the A3, just because they're a little bit bigger, and just you can just see there's just a little bit more along the top. However, the A3, there was still really good airflow coming through. The only difference I could really tell on the way down was the fact that the A2 doesn't cover around the side of your head quite as deep or around the back. So you really could feel the airflow just more throughout the side of your head and down around the back, throughout the side of your temples and down around the back of your head. Also, the fact that there's not quite as much padding on the A2, you could feel the airflow just a little bit more over the top of your head than you could wearing the A3. So we're gonna give airflow a slight edge to the A2, with the A3 being a good runner up. And if I wasn't doing a direct comparison, I'd probably have no complaints with the airflow on the A3. Now let's talk about protection. I talked about it a little bit at the top. Definitely less protection in the A2 than there is in the A3. So I'm gonna have to give the edge on protection to the A3, with the A2 still offering you good protection, just not as good around the sides and the back of the helmet. Now let's talk about the most important feature when it comes to these two helmets, the price. The A3 is $220, which is pretty dang expensive for a helmet. And when I did a search just now on the A2, I found the A2 at places for $120. So that's $100 cheaper for the A2 compared to the A3. However, when you look at the amount of protection that the A3 offers, you have to ask yourself, is that an easy $100 hospital bill you're gonna save yourself by having that additional protection around the back for when you're falling backwards and hitting the back of your head? or around the side. You know, we've all tumbled off our bikes and smacked the side of our heads. Now, I have crashed in both of these helmets. You can see it along the top right there. However, those were more tumbles where I just kind of brushed my head against branches or against the ground. I didn't take any hard impacts, so I can't tell you for sure how these helmets hold up against hard impacts, and I don't want to do a direct comparison crashing on this helmet versus crashing on this helmet. So there you go, guys, the A3 versus the A2 helmet. Go ahead and leave a comment below. Let me know if there's anything else you want to know, but most importantly, it's not about me, it's about you guys getting out there riding and having some fun, people.
Are you gonna pedal?
Yeah, yep. I'm just gonna go the speed that I went last time to clear it.